Welcome back to the Big House. I'm Jason Rzucidlo reporting for AmericaJR.com. Stay tuned for remarks from this year's commencement speaker, Michigan Governor Rick Snyder.
Well, congratulations to the class of 2011. It is truly an honor to be here today. Michigan is a special place to me. And when you think about making a commencement address, you have two choices. You can talk about major issues, or you can talk about your life and personal issues. Today, I'm going to talk about my personal experience at the University of Michigan and deal with the question I'd like to share with you. Is what is the University of Michigan the world's leader at, and what it means to all of us and about all of us? To begin, this is just a personal opinion, so I would make that clear. But let me start with my experience as a student at the University of Michigan. I only had one other opportunity to come to the University of Michigan for a football game when I was 7 or 8 years old. The next time I came was Thanksgiving week of 1975. I came up to go to the Office of Admissions and to tell my story. I had a meeting with the Associate Director, a gentleman named Lance Erickson, and told him my story about growing up in a small town, Battle Creek, in a 900-foot square house, having the opportunity to start community college, though, when I was 16 years old, and the dreams I had for my future. In that meeting, he looked at me and he said, "You need to start at the University of Michigan in January. You should leave high school and come here. And in fact, we have the perfect degree to fit your dream, the Bachelor's of General Studies degree, because you can build your own degree." Well, I went back to my parents. We were all amazed and surprised, and it was time to go to the University of Michigan. So I showed up in January of 1976 at the University of Michigan. And to put it in perspective for you, I would probably be at the far end of being the least worldly person to show up at the University of Michigan. I had fabulous parents, but I didn't have a lot of opportunity. And to give you a point of reference, the first week I was there, a number of my friends that I had met said, "Let's go get a Fraggle." So we went to the bagel factory, and I had my first Fraggle. Now, the most amazing part of that I was too embarrassed to share with my friends, is I had never had a bagel. I didn't know what a bagel was. And then the next step was the rooming situation. I had a triple in West Quad. And as a disclaimer, I'll remind you this was 1976, so the university people will still talk to me after this speech. I had two roommates. One was a junior, and within a month after the start of the term, he managed to get himself kicked out of university housing for a lack of social and moral behavior. And that's the nice way to put it, folks. The other roommate was a freshman who was studying engineering, but I'm convinced he only made it through the first year because engineering was not his passion and love. His true passion and love was botany. And I believe that was based on the fact he had a significant plantation in our room. And so you can see this green kid from Battle Creek who hadn't even turned 18 yet had these two wonderful roommates. I almost didn't make it. But one thing that helped me make it was one thing that you'd only find at the University of Michigan. Actually, I had a work-study opportunity and I found a job. And that job was at the Institute of Social Research. And actually, it was a job for a graduate student to do research that somehow I managed to get. And it was because of the people at that institute working on the survey of consumer confidence that gave me the fortitude and dedication to survive that first semester. And I got through it. From there, it was a much more positive experience. My years were amazing. I had opportunities to do things that you couldn't do at other schools, to get those 3 degrees. But during the path of those 3 degrees, I had a chance to be a research assistant in government accounting, SEC accounting, with a Professor Earl Keller. I had an opportunity to do a research project that actually became an article that I co-authored with Herb Hildebrand, one of the great business communications professors at the university. The funny part was, though, when I told my parents I authored an article, it was something they couldn't really read because it was in that bestseller, the Journal of Business Communications. Other experiences, though, were part of growth, too. As I recognized, I wanted to learn from people and do more with people. So literally, I became a resident advisor in Bursley. And I had a freshman floor that was a lot of fun, and that was quite an experience. Also, I had the opportunity to be an instructor in the business school and a TA. I literally had my own class. I don't think they do this anymore, but when I got the position of instructor, all they did was hand me the textbook saying the class starts in a couple months. Good luck. But I got through those experiences and they helped me grow. They were fabulous experiences. And by the time I got to my last year at the university, I was living off campus, I was teaching, I had a blue lot parking pass. I had a private school in the business, a private office in the business school, although not near as nice or near as orange as today. And best of all, and hopefully this won't get me in trouble, I had tickets on the 50-yard line back then. The students used to go to the 50, folks, back in those days. I'm still trying to achieve seats as good as when I had those seats back in the early 80s. So it was a fabulous experience of growth. And so let me give you my view of what the U of M is the world's leader at, based on that experience and many since then. First of all, U of M is ranked high in more departments than probably any other institution in the world. There is an issue, though, that we don't rank number 1 that often. We are probably by far the best number 2 school on all those ratings of any place in the world. Now, usually the criticism is, and the reason we're not number 1 when you go behind the ratings, is because they'll say we're too big, we're too large. We don't have that different degree of attention that the small exclusive schools offer. Well, what I would say to you is too often we spend time trying to say how we can be like them and somewhat being apologetic for that fact. And that is absolutely backward. The U of M, the true uniqueness here, is the intersection among being the best in the world in so many fields while having an environment where you can build your own path through so many of them. Our strength is our breadth and size. We need to stop being defensive about our size and start being proud of it. The simple answer for the University of Michigan about what we're best at is we're the University of Explorers. If you look up the definition of explorer, it's someone who travels into unfamiliar or unknown regions, especially for organized scientific purposes. I believe that's what drew us here. There is no place in the world that can match the University of Michigan. It is that spirit of exploration that brought us here. We need to start promoting our size and breadth as a power while we still continue to be the best in individual departments and that great student experience. Let's be proud of our size and be the best. Now, in terms of individuals, I would like to now speak to the graduates about what that means to you and the opportunities you have. You are explorers.